All right. Hello, everybody. Hopefully, you're seeing me okay. If the internet connection starts getting screwy, I hope it doesn't. But I'm here. It appears that we're live and we're going right now. I know most of you that normally watch knew that. Oh, Frankie, thanks so much for that. Uh, New Coach Cruz. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Glad that shirt came okay. Thank you for that super chat. And I don't have my little paper thing to write down. Obviously, since I'm on the ship, and I forgot to bring that. I, if you remind me, I'll put that down on the next one when I'm back in the studio next week, Tuesday. I'll be back in the studio for a normal live, and we'll add that on there for the shirt giveaway, and maybe you can get a second shirt. But thanks for getting us start off, Frankie, with that super chat. Let me just say hi to everybody. I see we jumped up to almost 20 people here already. That's great. And you know what? I'm finally going to remember it. It's only a minute into the show, and I'm remembering if you could hit that like button. I always forget to say that. It's about 45 minutes in, and then, somebody is nice enough to say, hey, hit the like button. So if you all could hit that like button right now, we might be able to get even more people up in here. Z was first. I've been a while since you've been first, Z. So congrats on being first today. Then we had Bruce from Ocean to Ocean Travel. Frankie, of course, I just mentioned, who started us off with that super chat. Much appreciated there, Frankie. Ronnie, and oh my goodness, and Sherry jumped right in here with a big super chat. Thanks so much for that, Sherry. Great to see you again. Ronnie and Shirley here. Jimbo are here. And let's see here. Will is here. Bless Nettie is here. Fireball Steve is here. We got Nick here. We got a lot of familiar faces. Great to see everybody. Jason is here. We got Julie. Is it Farney? The magic is great, Julie. Having a great time. Thanks for checking in. We got Justin here. What's going on, Justin? DC brother, good to see you back here again. Michael, and then there is Sherry. And say hi to Jay for me if he's watching as well. Thank you so much for that super chat. That is awesome. Tony G. And then we have Sean. So hello, Tony, and hello, Sean, and Michael, and everybody. And yeah, just having a good time. Today, we were in San Juan, and the ship just actually left. We were here till 6:30, but 6:30 Eastern time is when we were supposed to be back on, but we probably only left about a half hour ago. So they stayed almost an hour longer. I don't know if that was because somebody was running late or what the situation may have been. But yeah, San Juan, we went to the beach, but it was a little overcast and cloudy. There's a beach and about 6 miles away. It's a nice beach. The water was warm, big sandy beach. It's not the tropical crystal clear waters, but you can go to the beach in San Juan if you do choose to. There's a couple restaurants right there in the area as well. We didn't get a lounger. We weren't there that long because we started to hear some thunder, and we're like, well, it looks like it's going to start raining. So we probably only got to enjoy about an hour or so at the beach. Tomorrow, we're supposed to be in Amber Cove. And then the final stop is Grand Turk. That's the stop that excites me the most. I absolutely love Grand Turk. And good to see that. Sherry Jay said hello. And we got T here now as well, too. So, yeah. Any questions, fire away. I know we had the one question up there about how the magic was. One thing I will say, Julie, and this isn't a big deal by any means. Most of you who've cruised a lot, you probably see when you go out to port, guys are on the side of the ship painting, putting the white paint on the livery or whatever. There were some sections today Anita noticed going off. There was a lot of rust stains showing, but and some of you that are more nautically inclined as far as ships go or whatever, I'm constantly seeing those guys out there painting the ship. And I always wondered how often they have to do that. Well, I will say, and Anita pointed it out, but it looks like they're going to have to get out there and start doing some more paint because there was a lot of rust streams down the side of the Magic. But the ship itself has been, great. I mean, the staff has been great. I was on here Thanksgiving and had a lot of fun in the Alchemy Bar. We got a completely new Alchemy Bar staff, but they've all been great. There's Lulu, there's a gentleman named Janko, and there's Alexandra, and I forget the wait staff person's name, Douglas, I think it is, but he's here, and they've all been great. As a matter of fact, I have my one drink. It's a watermelon martini, and I got that right before. I found this spot. I'm on deck 4, the dining room. There's this little side room that I'm in right now, and it's quiet enough. There's some music going in the background, but it's not too loud, so I think we're okay. Frankie says you have to watch for riptides on some San Juan beaches. Yeah, I've been seeing more in the news about that, about riptides being a little bit dangerous. Dana says, I'm going to Amber Cove in September on Carnival Horizon. Let us know how it is and what you did. Dana, I will say this. One thing I would highly recommend is the waterfall excursions in Amber Cove. I don't know if you're that adventurous, but they have these waterfalls that you can jump into. Now, I will say this. If you book through Carnival, they're not allowing their cruise passengers to jump. They're making them go down these little slides that are right next to, the jumping points in the waterfalls. If you do book with an outside vendor, though, you can jump into the waterfalls, which I think is more of a thrill and more exciting and things like that. And it's just a wonderful excursion. That would be my number one top-rated excursion in Amber Cove. If you're looking to save some money, if you're traveling with a big group and don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on an excursion, they have a free pool. It's a very, very nice pool right off the ship. It's I'd say you walk a half a mile at the most, and you have this gigantic free pool. They have free loungers. They have free umbrellas that you have access to. Now they are charging for food and drinks and such when you get there, but everything else is free. So that's Amber Cove, the things I can tell you right off the bat there. Let's see, we got any more questions. And yes, Sherry and Frankie, those super chats again. Cheers to you for that. Let me take a drink here. Appreciate that very, very much. Jason says, oh, so Jason, you two might be on the same cruise, I'm guessing. DC brother, going on the Carnival Magic August 19th through the 27th. Okay, so the internet, I'm on it right now, haven't been kicked off. I don't think they have the Starlink on here yet. Hasn't been fabulous. It hasn't been awesome. Like when I was on the Celebration, it was pretty awesome. They have the Starlink on there. Somebody told me they didn't have Starlink on Magic, and I believe it, but it hasn't been bad. It hasn't been bad. So I think you'll be presently pleased with the internet. And when I was on here Thanksgiving, I was able to do a live where I'm sitting at right now. That's why I came back to this spot. So everything's been okay. So I guess I'll knock on granite. Let's see. We're on the same cruise. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's cool. You guys see, you got coach cruisers on the same cruise, group cruise, and you didn't even know it. Charging $5 for water slides. Oh, really? I didn't know that. And if they're charging $5 for those water slides, well, I guess it's only $5. If you get unlimited use, okay. But that's kind of, I don't know. Those water slides they're not even as good as the ones on the ship, in my opinion. So, I haven't gone down them, but just looking at them, they don't look like really cool water slides or anything. So that's a little disappointing if they are charging for that. I know they charge for the zip lining. That's like $20 or $25, but you can go as many times as you want. And it's just one zip line, but it's a big, long one, and you go over the top of the pool and everything. So that's kind of cool. This sailing travel with Nick is asking where this itinerary is sailing. So today we were in San Juan. Tomorrow we'll be in Amber Cove. And then our final stop is the Grand Turk. That's my favorite stop. So saving the best for last. So it's an 8-day cruise, and we only have 3 ports. Usually you have an 8-day cruise, you have 4 ports, but we only have 3. Which I'm just happy to be on a cruise, and I'm glad that Grand Turk stop is the last one, and then we'll have 2 sea days on the way back. So one good thing about having these extra sea days is I don't know how many of you watched the bar crawl video I released today. I also released day 2. Day 2 was a sea day, very relaxing. It was formal night. So since we didn't have a bar crawl, that's normally when we have a bar crawl, we kind of lounged around and just relaxed and just rested, which was great, wonderful. Now, yesterday was the bar crawl, and it was so much fun. So if you haven't got a chance to check that video out, you can't miss the thumbnail. Now, if anybody out there is offended by that particular thumbnail picture in the bar crawl, I apologize. It's all in good fun. And as a matter of fact, the beverage manager on this cruise, his name is Jose, he actually gave me that idea. Apparently he had come from Norwegian, and they did bar crawls and stuff over there as well. And he told me about this suck my beer thing that you can do. And well, I mean, if you watch the video, the reason, or if you see the thumbnail, the cover for the video, you see women in between their spouses' legs getting ready to suck on a beer. And it might look like something else, but I promise you it's not. But I mean, that's the whole thing with it. So yeah, well, Sherry, you know what? You'll enjoy that bar crawl one. You can start with the most current one and work back as far as catching up on videos. Jason says Grand Turk's on my list. Probably going to be my cruise. Yeah. Okay. Bar crawl. Oh, T. Yeah. Let me throw that comment up there because that bar crawl video was crazy. Absolutely. And had a lot of fun. And it was, we had the ladies, chugging beers. We had the guys, I mean, just everybody was just really silly, really fun. Just had a really good time with that. So Frankie says Jack Shack. And yeah, I'm probably going to be checking out some Jack Shack in a couple days here. One good thing about our ship that somebody shared on the Facebook group is apparently we're the only ship in port at each of our 3 ports each day. So Grand Turk is perfect. It means we're going to be the only ship. So probably, not going to be as busy as it might normally be with only one ship being in port. So that'll be nice. Oh, travel with Nick. Okay. So travel with Nick too, thanks for joining. I mean, it's good to see you on here. Now Nick is a young man, and I actually had asked him to come on as a guest. So travel with Nick, we'll have to try to get you on here in the near future. But he is a young man, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, you want to be a cruise director. Now, the cruise director on this particular ship is a gentleman by the name of Dustin Gabriel, and I'm just going to say the jury's still out. Now, Nick, I know you've cruised with Lawrence. I think you've cruised with Cookie as well. And so, you've seen some really good cruise directors, and I've seen some really good cruise directors. The sail away party was fine. Like, people had fun and everything, but it seemed very rushed. Like the cruise directors that I've been with recently, it seems like they put a lot more into it. They had the little dance off thing where they had a couple people out there, and they did a couple of the, line dances like they normally do, but it just seemed to go a lot faster than what most cruise directors I'm experienced. It seems like they put a lot more time into it. And then I actually spoke with, Dustin, and, he didn't seem very, I don't know. I'm just going to say, leave the jury out, but not a lot of people I've talked to have been overly impressed. I'll say that. So, but, we still got a few days. I'll see him at some other events. So we'll see, hopefully, he does a great job and everybody walks away thrilled. So yeah. And I tell you what, travel with Nick, everybody, if you go check out his channel, this young man has so much energy. Like, if you like people with a lot of energy, you will love watching his videos and channels. So yeah, go check out the young man with big ambitions, wants to be a cruise director someday, and has put out some really good video content. So yeah, go check him out. So, and I gotta check out a few of your videos because I haven't done that in a while either, Nick. So, yeah. So T, yeah, I'll throw that up there. T said he had Dustin on the Glory. He was just okay. Yeah, I was. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about it because, like I said, I got to give him more of a chance than I've seen him. You know, you just seeing somebody a couple times, you can't just, you know, I want to see him at least 2 more times, and hopefully he steps his game up. So we're done with the cruise director. Let's see here. So Sherry says I have about 6 free cruises, balcony, and free drinks every. I need to try to. Oh yeah, that's. So you got that, those, I think that's elite or epic, right, Sherry, when you get the free drinks all over the ship. Sean says, just booked the Carnival Conquest during Thanksgiving and the Vista next July. Well, Sean, here's the good news. I am on a cruise Thanksgiving, but I'm on the Carnival Celebration. So I don't know if that's a possibility to switch to the Celebration, but yeah, I have the Celebration booked. So, but it's possible since we're both cruising Thanksgiving, maybe the Conquest and the Celebration are in the same port. I don't know your itinerary, and I don't even know what the Celebration's itinerary is off the top of my head. I would have to look. All right, so I think we're caught up. Julie says we're on the Magic March 23rd to 31st. Yeah. I mean, I know when you have that one cruise and you're just looking at the date, it just seems so far away until it's here, and then once the cruise comes, it's like seems like it's over like that. Yeah, Sherry, those are. I mean, obviously, you got some fabulous casino offers, so good for you. We got Cruise Live TV here. What's going on, you guys? Hi, Coach. We'll be getting on the Celebration when you get off. Okay, so right after Thanksgiving. All right. Well, we'll try to keep it in one piece for you. Can't promise anything, but I'm sure we'll have some crazy bar crawlers there. And somebody asked me today, or actually somebody on the Facebook group, it was a gentleman by the name of Lowell. He was disappointed that I didn't have that particular event that I have on the thumbnail and I'm now, to be fair, the guys had to go down. This sounds so bad. The guys had to be in the down position with their ladies, and then the ladies, you know, obviously you can see on the thumbnail were the case. So we did it. It went both ways. It wasn't just like, you know, the ladies were down and that was it. So I want to make sure to point that out. I mean, if you watch the video, you will see both the ladies and the gentlemen both sucked the beer, you know, from their spouse or their partner or their boyfriend or girlfriend. So let's see. And very cool. Nick, you just got a new subscriber. Mr. Frankie Floyd subscribed. So congrats on that. And thanks for doing that, Frankie. I know Nick appreciates it. Nick, the Jubilee, I would absolutely love to cruise on the Jubilee. I don't have it booked yet. I can tell you my cruises for this entire year. I already have them pretty much all locked up. There's a possibility I could squeeze another one into the summer next year. But right now I have the Venezia. The Venezia, I believe it's June 18th through the 26th, and then June 26th through July 4th. So 16 days back to back on the Carnival Venezia out of New York. And then, so I haven't been on that yet. That'll be great to get a chance. And then Anita and I are going to be and she might come in here, by the way. I messaged her, text her, and hopefully she sees the text because I thought I might run out of my drink here. The cruise we're really excited about, out of Sydney, Australia, a Journeys cruise on the Carnival Splendor. We are going, I believe it leaves July 26th or July, I don't know exactly the date, but it starts in Sydney, Australia, and it ends in Singapore. You know, I know there's at least 3 stops in Australia, and then I know it goes to Bali, obviously Singapore. There's several stops. I think there's about 7 or 8 different stops, but that's really cool. And if we want to get there early, and one thing I want to do shark cage diving. Like, I've never done that. I feel safe enough in a cage, you know, with my little scuba thing on. But I would think that would be such a thrill to be, you know, in the water with sharks. I mean, with the safety of a cage. I'm not ready to get in the ocean and sharks are swimming to where they could actually come up and bite me, unless they're nurse sharks. I'll swim with some nurse sharks because I know I'm safe with them. But that's one of the things I want to do. We got Kevin here and Jay. There's Jay. What's going on, Jay? Yeah, absolutely having a good time. So thanks for checking in. And let's see, Kevin is here, and Kevin and I cruised on the horizon, and that was with Cookie. Cookie was there, and obviously Cookie is awesome. And T is on the Venezia in May. Okay, so you're going to be there 1 month before me, T. So you got to keep it in one piece for us before we get on. Let's see. That's a bucket list trip. Yeah, you know what? It's absolutely a bucket list trip. And then we got Brian. We got Brian here. So Brian was, treated us to the loft when we were on the celebration. So that's cool. Good to see you, Brian. And if anybody else has any other questions, fire away. Today, honestly, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on the Carnival Magic. We're going to the Hub app and see what's happening today. I can see, and you all tell me in the comments what you would do. So it is 8:20 on the ship here. So I'll tell you what we missed. We were late for, some watches, a happier hour rum tasting at the fun shops at 8 o'clock. There was a last chance coupons and maps. Now the variety violin. How many of you really enjoy? And Seg, that's cool. So yeah, Nick, look at that. You got a couple new subscribers already. And if by some chance there's some people here that aren't new subscribers, yeah, Bruce says we have to get on ship together. I keep saying that. Bruce, we absolutely have to do that. Justin refuses to go swimming with sharks. But what if you're in a cage, Justin? Frankie says, I've been hit by sharks surfing. Oh my God. I would have stained my shorts, Frankie, if I got hit by a shark while I was surfing. One, I can't surf, so I'd have probably been eaten up by the same sharks you got hit by. I wouldn't have been able to stay on the surfboard in the first place to even get hit by them. They would have just eaten me up. Let's see. Kevin says he's going to Amsterdam, London, and Paris in December. Oh, wow. So that's a great trip. When was the Magic refurbished? I know the library was painted, Jason, but I don't know exactly if anything's been refurbished. I mean, it doesn't look like anything's brand new. So the food and the entertainment, Sherry, it's been all right. I mean, there's nothing that I've tried that's been, amazing, I would say, but there's also hasn't been, there hasn't been a lot that's bad either. So it's okay. The steakhouse was very good. I put that in the one of the videos. So here, let's get back to what's happening. And we got a lot of people that are no sharks. Miss Lady is here too. Let's see here. So at 8:30. So if you were on the ship in 7 minutes, there's a your time 18 to 20 mixer. So I won't be going to that. There's really not okay. So doors open for showtime. And what's that playlist performance? Is that a playlist performance? I don't know. It just says showtime. It doesn't give any details on exactly what that is. There's a karaoke competition. Some of you out there like karaoke. So let's say at 9 o'clock, you got showtime at Showtime Theater. Karaoke competition. There's photo ops. No, so that's just pictures around the ship. That's not even really a thing. The piano bar with those of you that like the piano bar. So you have your choice at 9 o'clock between karaoke competition, the showtime in the theater, or the piano bar with Josh, or some live music. The violin trio is going to be in the atrium lobby. That would be your other choice. And yeah, so of those four things, what are you picking? Your four choices, if you were here on the ship, are the Showtime Theater, karaoke competition, piano bar with Josh, or the violin trio. Pick one of those four. You get one. You can only do one. If you were here on the ship and you had to choose, what would you pick? And while you all are picking, I'll go through and see if I missed any comments. And if I did miss somebody's comment or question, please post it again. Frankie says he loves sharks. We got one shark lover. I mean, I'm fascinated by sharks, but I'll be honest, they kind of scare me. So, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want a big shark that I knew was capable of tearing my leg off to be swimming too close next to me. I hope that I'd be able to keep calm, because that's one of the things, that I've noticed watching these shark videos and Shark Week and stuff like that, is you do not want to panic if you're in the water with sharks, because they sense that if you act like you belong in that environment, and you're a predator or something too, so you have that calm, confident, you know, swagger about you in the water, then you stand a lot better chance than somebody like, oh my God, it's a shark. So if you're frantic and freaking out like you're food for the shark, then they're going to treat you like food and they're more likely to attack you. But if you act like you're, I mean, I'm saying this, I'm not an expert, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn before. Whatever that commercial was. I just coach. I signed up for karaoke after the bar crawl. For those of you that watched the bar crawl today, there was a young lady that said she was going to sing with Anita, and Anita bailed on her, so she didn't sing. And I had signed up, but it was like a 45-minute wait. And by the time my 45 minutes came, I was already gone. I don't know what was going on. We all had a lot to drink yesterday. So, all right. So here are some choices. I think Michael is the first to pick his choice. And he said the piano bar. Miss Lady said karaoke. Will said showtime. Look at that. We got all three. Frankie said one. I forget which one was the first one. Tony says karaoke. Then we got another showtime. Brian says violin trio. Okay, so everybody got at least one vote. And then Seg said showtime. So that's pretty split up. And DC Brother said karaoke and showtime. Well, unless you can, clone yourself, DC, you wouldn't be able to do both, because those both start at 9:00. Unless maybe you went to one for a little bit left and checked out the other one. Sherry says, from what I read, the Carnival Magic was refurbished in May 2021. It's considered to be a good Dream class ship. Yeah, it's a good ship. It is. You know what? I've been on it twice now. I still haven't done the water slides. I may do that tomorrow in Amber Cove. I plan on doing a ship tour tomorrow, so I'll be on the ship a little bit longer than most people. And so maybe I'll get on the water slides too. And we do have the drink package. The drinks are free on the ship if we're here, but if we go down to the free pool down, they charge down there. So we may get off and just kind of walk around the port area tomorrow, but I don't think we're going to get too crazy. So Kevin loves the piano bar. Frankie says showtime. Will says, hey, Will. What's going on, Will? And then Sherry says picks the piano bar. Okay, so that was pretty divided there. And okay, so I told you we have 2 more port days and 2 more sea days. We're officially halfway through the cruise. So that's what we have going on. We got Moonlight Adventures. And Moonlight Adventures, they started us off on this trip. For those of you that didn't watch the cruise day video that I released a couple days ago, I have included some footage in there with Josh and Chastity from Moonlight Adventures. If you haven't checked out their channel, we all got to hang out and have some drinks together. I forget that. I think it was O'Malley's pub. We had some drinks, and Josh or Chastity, if you could, I forget that they're called crushes or something. Something is an orange crush, and that's like a signature drink in Norfolk. But then they had different flavored ones. I remember I had the traditional orange one. I had some apple one, and then I had something called a cherry puck or something. They were all really good. I think I like that cherry one the best, but the apple one was pretty good too. Won some contest or something. Kevin's got to run. And you know what, Kevin? I get back Sunday. Monday, I'll be starting work with my school, so I totally can relate. So good luck with that. Tony says, how are you liking the aft balcony? we are loving it. I absolutely love the wake. I need to honestly spend some more time out there. I mean, I have stepped out there every day for at least a little bit. Most of my videos, I'm going to have at least one clip where I'm standing out there and, doing kind of the selfie video, talking and stuff like that. So, yeah, I love the aft balcony. I love waking up and seeing the wake. It reminds me a lot of when we did the Horizon in April. We had an aft balcony, and it was centered pretty much right in the center. This cabin that we have is pretty close to center too, so we're looking almost straight back at that big beautiful wake. When the ship is going full speed, it's a wonderful sight to see. Very relaxing. So very cool. And let's see, Moonlight Adventures says, yeah, and yeah, we definitely got to do. There's a few people that we have to make sure that we get. And there he is, Orange Crush, Tidewater, Virginia, Specialty Grace. Okay, so Grace O'Malley's was the name of the bar. The Orange Crush is their signature drink. And, like I said, I had a couple other ones. Sherry says, enjoy your cruise. Tell Anita hello. You all have to go. But, thanks so much. And thanks again for that wonderful super chat, Sherry. And you and Jay have a fabulous evening. And we'll see you next time. I'm going to try to go live at least once, hopefully twice more before the cruise is over here. So everybody make sure those notification bells are hit, and we'll try to go. Oh, yeah. So T said stuffed avocado. Thanks for bringing that up. And if there's anybody that logged on late and they didn't already hit the like button, if you could hit that like button, that'd be very cool. I know a bunch of people did already. So the stuffed avocado, when you all come to San Juan, check this place out. I didn't think it was going to be, I knew it was going to be good because it was a recommendation by Lee Mason, the cruise director from the Carnival Celebration. So he told me about it, him and his girlfriend. It's one of the places they like to go when they're in San Juan. So I told Anita about it, and we were actually on our way back to the ship in the taxi, and she said she was hungry. And, I let her know about this place. I'm like, well, Lee told me about this place they really, really like in San Juan. And it's in Old San Juan. It's maybe 10 to 15 minute walk from the ship. And, if you just put it on Yelp or something like that, you could probably get GPS will take you right there. But I don't know if this is going to sound as good as it should. I would call it kind of like an upscale Chipotle, but like just better ingredients, better food. So what they do is they take a bowl, and then they take a whole avocado, they cut it, and then basically the avocado is at the bottom of your bowl. And depending upon what you order, what type of bowl you order, like I ordered pulled pork, and then so they put a bunch of pulled pork, they put rice, they put all kinds of other ingredients, and I think some like spicy mayo and something like that. But it ended up being like a big bowl, like something you might see, at a Chipotle, just much better, And I'm okay with Chipotle as it is. I'm not trying to put Chipotle down, but it's just. And Anita did the salmon bowl, and so her everything starts out the same way with the avocados, and then they're putting rice and all this other stuff. But just the complexity of flavors and things like that. The stuffed avocado shop, I think, is the official name. But yeah, it's fabulous, and then the beers are even very affordable. It was like $3 for a beer. Now I will say the bowls were like $15 each. So for a bowl each of the stuffed avocado, whichever your choice was, and then a couple beers, it came in at $40. So it was reasonable, not too expensive, but yeah, excellent. And I will include that in a video for this particular day. So look for that coming in the next couple of days. And T knows about that because he probably saw it on the Facebook page. I shared it on there on both the page and the group. Dana says, anyone here get insurance for medical? I have insurance, but I've heard a few nightmare stories about high costs of going to a ship doctor. Yes, Dana, that's very much true. And I've heard some of those same stories. I will say this: I bought insurance for the first time for the year. I know Alliance is one of the, and I don't know if Bruce from Ocean Travels on here. His show's coming on after mine, so he might have already left. But he's got another insurance company that he goes through. But you can buy it by the year, and basically what they'll do is they'll cover all your trips under that, umbrella. You don't have to buy it cruise by cruise by cruise. I know a lot of people do that. Like if they're booking with Carnival, another cruise line, they'll buy insurance for just that particular cruise. But you can buy it if you're somebody that cruises multiple times. And I think it covers more than just cruising, depending upon which insurance company you go to. So, Frankie, that restaurant, no, I don't think it's at the Square. It's on Calais Street or something like that, Calle. It seems like a pretty main street, with a lot of shops and restaurants. And it's, yeah, I don't know. We walked back from that place, and it didn't take us long to get back to the cruise ship. So, and like I said, if you put it on GPS on your phone, like I say, you don't have to. I mean, most cell providers are going to cover San Juan because it's, kind of under the USA umbrella as far as cell service goes and everything. So, okay, so yeah, Bruce, he was telling me about that one. He uses Travel Safe. I'm going to take a drink here. And Tony, Alliance yearly plan or Geo Blue annual plan. More than two cruises makes it worth it. So you got a bunch of answers there. You got 2 or 3 spots there, Dana, to check that out. And Nick's got to run. And yeah, good to see you come on here, Nick. And congrats on those new subscribers. And so yeah, so that's good. I'm glad you got that information there, Dana. And yeah, if it's one of those things, it's like insurance. It's like you feel like it's a waste almost. It's one of those things you feel as a waste if you don't use it, but then you don't want to use it, right? Because if you're using it, then something's gone wrong, and you'd rather nothing go wrong. So it's just one of those things where it's like you kind of want to have it, but you don't want to have to use it. Then if you don't use it, you're kind of like, well, damn, I didn't need this. I could have saved some money. It's just one of those things where it's like, I see I have one of my 3 bars on the Wi-Fi. So hopefully the Wi-Fi just went up to 2. And I see we got at least 30 people on here. So, and Eddie Lugo just came in. He says, yo, Brooklyn in the house. What's going on, Eddie? Just enjoying the cruise life here. It's been great so far. I will probably hit the Alchemy up right after this. They were kind enough to make me 2 watermelon martinis at once. And I drank part of the first one and then dumped the rest into this glass, and I still have a little bit left. But I'm going to take another drink. All right. Now they do have, somebody was asking about the entertainment, how the entertainment was. We saw 88 Keys, which I've seen before, and it was okay. I guess this particular playlist cast is leaving because, I heard them announce that this would be their final production of 88 Keys. So I think there's going to be a new playlist cast. So for all of you, I know there's at least a couple of you that said that you were going to be coming on the Magic. It's probably going to be a new playlist cast than the one I just saw. Lester, hello. What's going on? Yes, you do have me live. I am here, and I'm on deck 4, right by the restaurant in this little side room area. We got, let's see, Joanne just got here. I looked earlier. The bar crawl was a little pornographic. Well, that thumbnail, yeah, I don't know, pornographic. That might be a little bit of a stretch. No clothes came off. There was no clothes or private areas shown in the making of this bar crawl video. For those of you that have not seen the bar crawl video, there was no nudity. To the best of my knowledge, there was little to no swearing. Actually, one time I think I said a bad word when one of the ladies finished her beer in like 2 seconds. I was impressed in a good way, and I think I might have sworn, but uh, no pornography in the latest Coach Cruz bar crawl video. So I can assure you of that. So don't anybody be scared away. But the thumbnail I know does present an image that, which was kind of the reason, people say I need to get better at like clickbait. Like I don't do, enough in my titles or my pictures to entice people all the time to, watch the videos or whatever. And I will say this, they have something on there on YouTube that says impression click through rate particular video are much higher. And I think it has a lot to do with that picture that I put in the thumbnail. So, that might have worked there. Yeah. So let's see here. Joanne had to use insurance in Aruba and got reimbursed. Okay, so there you go. And you know what? I need to check on this. And those, since we're all talking insurance, and this, some of you may have the same question here. I'm wondering how long, and I have Alliance, but how is it up to a year you have to claim some stuff? Because when I went in April, the flight that I was booked on and paid for a ticket. I know Anita's a flight attendant, so sometimes we fly standby, but I actually paid for this ticket. Well, we got rebooked because there was bad weather. I don't know if any of you remember when I went on that particular cruise. And basically they rebooked us, and we weren't going to end up getting to Miami until like 6 o'clock the next day on the flights that they rebooked us through. We were going to be in at Houston, I think, at like 4 or 5 o'clock, and then from Houston go to Miami. And so once I saw this, I saw another flight. It had exactly one seat left when I booked it, but it cost me like $500 extra. And I called the Southwest, and they gave me some kind of love voucher or whatever, but I still had to pay for that particular airline ticket, the one I spent $500 for. Additionally, for those of you that like book Priceline and stuff, or Hotwire, some site like that, you usually get a discount on the hotel, but you have to pay for it all up front. You can't just cancel and get your money back. So we had a hotel book that we obviously didn't get to use because we didn't get there until the following night. And well, actually, no, we couldn't book it. We tried to book a hotel. I think we were stuck in Nashville. That's what it was. And, there was everything was sold out because everybody being stranded there in the bad weather. So we ended up sleeping in the airport. So yeah, that was a rough start to our vacation for that particular. So I'm kind of wondering if I've messed up by not claiming that already, because I think I should be able to claim and get some money back for that ticket that I purchased. Lester says the bar crawl was great. Now I want to do one. Love to hear that. Glad you feel that way. Yeah, they're not too hard to do. And I will say the one thing about this one, I spoke with the beverage manager. He was very cool. Like I said, he's the one who gave me the idea. Now, something happened, and I don't know whether Jose was the lead beverage manager or the assistant, because another beverage manager came up and talked to me while we were at the Red Frog pub. The first couple places we went to, first I was told there was going to be at least 2 senior bartenders traveling with us. They were supposed to be at the Atrium Bar at 1 o'clock. We were there till about 1:15. No senior bartender. We went to the Annex Casino Bar, and they still weren't there. And there was one guy there, and there's like 50 of us walking in. And now at that particular bar, all we wanted to do was shots. So I thought that was going to be a real easy thing to do or whatever. Nothing was prepared. Finally, one senior bartender showed up. And I mean, it took forever to swipe all the cards and then start to make all the shots and everything else like that. Then we get up to the Red Frog pub, and there was 3 other bartenders, but they're serving the people that are normally there anyway. And again, that one senior bartender was, swiping all the cards. It was taking her a long time just to do all that. Finally, another senior bartender came along, and once they came along, everything started to go a little smoother. So the rest of the bar crawl went. But yeah, for those of you that would like to do your own bar crawl, it is something you can't just I mean, maybe if you have 10 or 15 people, you could do a bar crawl and not need to plan anything out. But basically, what you want to do is you need to speak with the beverage manager as soon as you board. Let them know the day, the times that you're thinking about doing the bar crawl, approximately how many people you're going to have. And I will say, if it's something you organize on Facebook, expect about a 50% no-show rate. We had approximately 80 people sign up, and I would say about 40 at the largest part of the crawl, roughly. And then by the very end, those who actually made it to the last bar was probably about 25. So, I mean, once people get a bunch of drinks, they're crawling back to the room and not finishing. So we don't get everybody to the finish line usually. So that's one of the things you want to look at. All right. Let me catch up on some questions. Joanne says, okay. Joanne says no later than 6 months after the end of the insurance year. All right, so I need to get on that. So we got May, June, July, August. All right, so I still got a couple months left. Okay, so Tony says, yeah, so that's Alexandra. And and it actually ended up being 21. She makes 21 drinks. I know I said 19 in the thing, but a couple more people threw their cards in. So that was 21 Coach Cruisers. And yeah, for those of you that haven't watched the bar crawl video yet, I have a new drink. So when you go to the Alchemy Bar, we got to try to make this a thing. Say you want the Coach Cruise because it's not on the menu. Okay, so I'll tell you what is the ingredients. And I don't know if we got tequila drinkers here, but it's 2 ounces Patron, 1 ounce triple sec. And then the original recipe, and this is why it's the Coach Cruise, because it's a variation, right? The original recipe called for 1 ounce lime juice and a 1 ounce spicy mango. But to me, that was just a little bit too much. So I lessened it to 3/4 ounce lime juice and 3/4 ounce spicy mango syrup. So that's the whole drink there. I mean, obviously the parts of the liquor, the 2 ounces of Patron, 1 ounce triple sec. But then, like I said, 3/4 lime juice, 3/4 spicy mango. And that's the Coach Cruiser at the Alchemy Bar. Now, if you go to any other Alchemy Bar besides these right here, they're going to be like, what the heck's the Coach Cruiser or whatever. So you're going to have to tell them those ingredients, but then say, hey, that's called the Coach Cruise. Now, originally, the drink that I got that was like that, they had a drink called the Fiery Tropical Passionate Martini. And that's the drink that I just explained was the same as the one I just said, except it would have an ounce of lime juice and an ounce of spicy mango syrup. So that's no longer on the menu. So we're going to make it a Coach Cruiser now. All right. Seg says, Coach, we always love your shows, but I have to go. Hope you have another live. Have a great time and bye. Well, thank you, Seg. I much appreciate that. And I am going to try to do another live. I was speaking with Derek from Island Time, and I had told him I felt like he did a pretty good job of going live when he goes on his cruises. And he didn't feel that way necessarily, but I mean, he definitely goes live a lot more than I go on my cruises. And then I get to the end of the cruise and I'm like, dang it, I should have gone a lot better. I need to plan it out better and, look at the schedule of what's happening. And that's what happens. We get on a cruise, right? And I mean, I think probably all of us are a little bit like this. There's so much going on and you're like, well, what am I going to do? And there might be a 3-4 hour window when I could have done a live because there wasn't a lot going on, or there wasn't a lot going on that I was interested in. But unless you actually look at the schedule and plan ahead and everything, you don't know for sure. So I'm going to try to look at the schedule and make sure we get in a couple more lives. And I will try to give you all some forewarning. But if you have that notification bell hit, you'll be able to get in there. So we've got about 10 minutes left. I don't have a whole heck of a lot more off the top of my head. I don't know if there's any more questions anybody might have. If not, we could probably end this a little bit early. Let me take another drink here. I do appreciate everybody being here. Like I said, and I know I said this earlier, but I don't know if anybody's doing any Thanksgiving cruises. I know we have at least one person. I forget. I think they said they were on the Conquest. But if anybody's going to be on the Celebration Thanksgiving, that will be my next cruise after that. Okay, Dana, yeah, that's cool. The 30-minute notification. So yeah, I'll try to get them out at least a day in advance. And for those of you that are on, if you're not already on Facebook Coach Cruise, I have a Facebook page, and we hit, or believe it or not, we're over 10,000 followers on the Coach Cruise Facebook page. Now the group has 1,500 followers, and I'm going to tell you why. A big chunk of those 10,000 are, frauds or whatever. And I mean, it makes it look good on the number side of it, but I'm basically, I have a couple of admins, Tim and Mike are a couple of admins that are helping me out, but we're basically kicking out a lot of people, that if they put a comment on there that we know is not like a cruise related comment, they might be trying to sell something or whatever. We just boot them. We don't even. And then a lot of them, honestly, you'll see a picture of some attractive woman or something like that. She'll have like 14 friends and be dressed in like almost no clothes. And she'll post a comment like, hey, handsome, or something like that. And it's like, boom, immediately we kick them out. So yeah, I would like to say that I have 10,000 plus genuine followers, but I know it's not that much. So I'm kind of putting myself down there. Eventually we'll have 10,000 real followers. Now our YouTube thing is legit, and we're about to hit 5,000. As a matter of fact, I forgot to put the little banner up. Let's put that up there just for fun. By the end of this month. So I think we're going to hit it well before, I hope to goodness we hit it before August 30th, because at the start of this show, I think we were exactly 60 people away from 5,000. And I think there's a chance we could hit it before we get off this ship. We're going to have to pick up the numbers a little bit, but if we average about 12 or 13 a day over the next 5 days or so, we could hit that 60 and be 5,000. But if we don't hit it on the cruise, I'm hoping we hit it when I go live Tuesday next week. I'm hoping that we will be at 5,000, which that will be the 15th. So we could hit it 2 weeks early. Let's see. Are they printing out schedules now? You're talking about the fun times? Yes. The fun times. That's a good question, Frankie. Thanks for asking it. So yeah, for those of you that like the printed copies of the fun times, I've gotten used to the Hub app so much now. I don't look at the old school fun times, but I know we used to love looking at the fun times before the Hub app was here. And there's a fun time sitting in our mailbox right now. I haven't even pulled it out, but I can clearly see it says fun times, and I think they're putting a new one in there every day. So yeah, they're delivering it right to the mailbox. So yeah, for those of you that are big fans of the fun times on the paper copies, and they're even in color. When they first started coming out with those fun times, a lot of the ships were just putting a very generic, basic black and white fun times, and it was on a regular sheet of paper, and you could get it at like guest services. Now they've kind of gone back to the traditional fun times. So yeah, they do have that going on. And Michael says, oh, okay, stuck at home. And you know what, Michael, I know the feeling. When other people are on cruises, I'm looking and I'm like, oh, I want to be on that cruise. And now I have, and I know some people's waits are even longer. So, I don't want to say like Thanksgiving so far away, but, I've done a lot of cruises this summer. So it's a long way compared to what I've done this summer. Obviously, it's like a week or so, and then boom, I'm going on a cruise. So that's going to be a long stretch before I get to Thanksgiving. And then it'll be a decent little stretch, get to New Year's, and then a decent little stretch, get to spring break, and then a big stretch till we get to the Venezia in June of next year. But yeah, I'm always looking forward to the cruises as much as anybody. And when I have that next cruise coming up, I have it loaded up on the countdown thing that Carnival has on the Hub app or whatever, that will give you a countdown to your next cruise. So as soon as this one's up, that will be up for me. And I see Will says 61 days. And Jason got you beat, Will. Look at that, 25 days. And again, yeah, 25 days. I know how that feels too. It feels like forever, but the good thing, Will, there, it's nice to get under that 60 number, and then it's nice to get under that 50 number, and then it's nice to get under the 30 number. So Jason, you're under that 30 number, and then from there, I think like the 14 day is probably the next one, and then after the 14 day, once you get to single digits, it gets exciting. So that's the way I kind of go with it on the timeline there. So, all right, so we have less than 5 minutes. I'm going to take another drink here. If anybody's got another question, look at that. We got controversial cruising, and I know Scott there, he's got a good friend by the name of Savio, and Savio, correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, I think he said you've been on like a crazy number of cruises, like 15, 20 some odd cruises with Savio. So, and look at that. Tony G is down to single digits, only 9 days away. Jason's got 15 work days. So Tony G, what ship are you going on in 9 days? And together we travel. Look at that. Okay. I feel like an auctioneer. We had 61 days. Do I hear? We got 25 days. 25 days. 14 days. 14 days. We got 9 days. Now we got 4 days. Do I hear 3? Do I have 3? 4 going once. 4 going twice. Is 4 the shortest number to a cruise we have out there? 4 may be the winner. Hit the gavel. All right, so together we travel 4 days until the Carnival Legend. It looks like you are the winner for the shortest amount of time till your next cruise. So unless somebody else is going to jump in there and beat it real quick. Frankie is only 22 days away. That's right. And Frankie has his Coach Cruise shirt on. I got my Coach Cruise, my black one, and I've got about 4 other colors in the closet up there. Yeah. So that's it. So you know what? We pretty much made it through this hour. And again, if there are no other questions, we're going to jump out of here just a couple minutes early. And you know what's good? You see this big chunk of watermelon? When you get a watermelon martini and this chunk of watermelon, when they give you a nice chunk like this, and it's just kind of soaking in the watermelon martini for the duration of however long you've been drinking that bite of watermelon is so good. It is so good. Let's see. Ashley says we're 4 days away from the Carnival Magic. Okay, so we got a tie. You guys are going to, let's see. So we got Together We Travel and Ashley. You all have to do something to make this a tiebreaker. Joanne says, if cover is canceled during the insurance year, your claims must be submitted no later than 6 months after the date you're covering. Okay, Joanne, thank you for that. I got to get on that. Tony, thank you. He says, enjoy your night. Miss Lady says, have fun, enjoy. Brian, have a great rest of your cruise. Got to get back to work. Yeah, don't get fired. Definitely don't get fired. And I'll be going back to work on Monday, so I feel everybody's pain as far as that. But I do thank everybody for checking in. Joanne, thank you for that. And it was fun for me to connect with a lot of familiar faces. And I love seeing the new faces and even the faces that we haven't seen in a little bit. Oh, look at that. Together we try. Oh, no, yeah. See, now that's, yeah. Okay. Greenland and Canada. That would be cool. So it's a journey cruise to Greenland and Canada. How many days is that Together We Travel that you were going to be on that particular cruise? So Dana and Jason are going to be on the Horizon together. You guys go to the Alchemy Bar together, meet up, and order a Coach Cruiser. and let me know about it. That would be cool. Let's see. So Michael, good evening and thank you. Will, good night. And Frankie, thank you again for the super chat. And Together We Travel, 14-day journey cruise. And my journey cruise is going to be 15 days next summer. So you know what? We are less than 50 seconds right now to be exactly an hour. So you know what? We're just going to stay and make it a whole hour. Joanne says, what date in June for the Venezia? I live in New York. So Joanne, I am on, I want to say it's either the 16th or 18th. It's an 8-day cruise. I believe it's June 18th through the 26th is the first leg. and then June 26th through July 4th. So it's a total of 16 days. I'm pretty sure those are the dates. And I think I even remember a couple of the ports. I believe it's the same itinerary on both cruises. One of the ports is Half Moon Cay, and another one of the ports I believe is Grand Turk. So two of the three ports I'm good with. I forget what the third one is. I'll be honest with you, Amber Cove is not one of my favorite ports, with the exception of the waterfall excursion. But once you've done the waterfall excursion, unless you're gonna, take a break and then do it, I mean, it's not something you're gonna do every time you go. And we have made our hour, but yeah. So all right, everybody, I am going to let you go. Thank you for the 23 of you that are still on here. For the 23 of you, if you haven't already hit that like button, if you could hit that on your way out, and that way when it goes on replay, maybe some other people will be higher up in the queue. And those of you that haven't already seen the bar crawl video, I know we had one person says a little pornographic. That might be a good selling point. Like some people, whoever said that, thanks. It's probably going to make more people go watch it now. But it's not pornographic. It's not. But the image, as you can see in the thumbnail, that's definitely probably some clickbait. I know, but I want people to click on it and watch the video, see how fun it is. But it's like I said, there's no clothes coming off. At least not any nudity. There might be a shirt taken off or something like that, but no nudity. No bikini top or even a guy taking his shirt off. Although I don't think so. I don't think we got much skin in that bar crawl at all. So it's very unpornographic, that way. But thanks again, everybody, and thanks for joining me. It was a pretty good number for a relatively unscheduled. I know Tuesday nights are a normal thing, but it was kind of last minute. I think this morning or this afternoon is when I posted that we'd actually be going live. So appreciate all of you that did make it on here. And we will see you later. And I plan on going live at least one more time while I'm on this cruise. We've got 4 more days after this, and hopefully at least twice. Maybe I'll do a morning one, maybe Saturday morning, and then I'll try to do another evening one tomorrow, the next day, somewhere in there. But we'll get live again. And take care, everybody. Thanks for joining. Peace.